in the region. There have been sightings on nearby Crooked Island, Acklins and Mayaguana, as well as the Turks and Caicos and Cuba, even as far away as Andros.
Many, many years ago, there never used to be any there, but they're there now. Due to the increase of flamingos, now they're able to migrate to other places now. They'll probably fly over there and stay a little while, visit with friends, and then come back and nest.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, an update on COVID-19 and its impact on Grand Bahama. Also, Bimini and Abaco preparing for local government elections. And an appeal for help coming from a controversial figure. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Shoshana Rolf-Arkeson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news this evening, Grand Bahama COVID numbers beginning to climb amid this fourth wave, and now healthcare workers are among those being impacted. Tonight, the acting clinical director for community health is weighing in. For months, Grand Bahama has managed low COVID numbers, but now those numbers are increasing. And acting clinical director for community health, Dr. Stacy Bevins-Lang says, by all indication, the island is in the middle of the fourth wave.
Currently, we are seeing a tremendous increase in the numbers of persons that are testing positive for COVID-19. In most cases, persons are using the rapid testing, and therefore it's not being reflected on the dashboard. So we must be mindful in how we proceed in terms of following protocol.
Healthcare workers are also being impacted as many are falling ill, which is affecting the local healthcare system. Add that to the existing shortage of staff due to healthcare workers leaving during the first and second wave to find work abroad.
Here in Grand Bahama, numerous persons from the healthcare system has been affected, just as it is happening worldwide.
How many persons are out?
So at this moment in time, I can't give an exact count, but it's enough to affect our ability to provide care at a faster rate. And so persons would have presented to the clinic and presented to the emergency room and noticed that they had to wait just a little longer.
Now, if you are experiencing COVID-19 symptoms, in addition to shortness of breath or chest pains, you should report to the hospital as soon as possible. But if you are not, Dr. Bevins-Lang gives this advice.
Persons that may experience symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, they may have diarrhea, simple cough, or sore throat, fever. We are asking that you take Panadol or Tylenol for fever and pain. For persons who are experiencing maybe a mild diarrhea or vomiting, that you try to stay hydrated. If necessary, if you think you were exposed to COVID, we're asking that you get a test done at any of the validated test labs.
In other news, President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Greg LaRota, sharing the plans for the new year ahead. He says the business community continues to suffer from familiar challenges. However, the chamber remains committed to assisting its members and hopes that things will be better economically in 2022. Jamila Mizik has this report.
It is a new year. However, the Grand Bahama business community is still facing some of the same major challenges of previous years. That according to President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Greg LaRota. He says, unfortunately, many businesses are still trying to recover economically.
Moving forward in 2022, we're still working with our membership, especially operators of small and micro businesses, to help them in those recovery efforts, to assist them with getting access to capital, whether it's in the form of low interest loans or grants from the government and other NGOs. We are actually in communications with an NGO that has promised to consider the chamber for a reasonable donation that we can use to provide small grants to some of our members to assist them with their recovery effort.
The business leader says the chamber will continue to work with the Small Business Development Center to make loans and grants available to the small business sector.
Now with the new focus of the Bahamas Development Bank, we had a meeting with them yesterday, and we will be working with them in 2022 and beyond, doing the same thing, trying to get our members lined up with loans, whether it's for the expansion of the existing businesses or recovery, or even new ventures that persons may be looking to get into.
He believes the chamber also has a role to play in educating its members about some of the new amendments.
The VAT amendment and the change in terms of the elimination of zero rating on a lot of activities, to make sure they fully understand what that means. Also with the CERTS amendment, we know it was extended to the end of this year. However, it's not business as usual, and so we need to make sure that they are aware of some of the changes so that they don't meet with surprises when they go to take advantage of those changes. And so we will continue to communicate with the government and with them to make sure it's a smooth transition.
And as it relates to the GB economy, the chamber president says it is his hope that COVID numbers will decline, which will eventually have a lesser impact on businesses moving forward. And one of the most pressing issues facing the business community is the ongoing challenges with the Grand Lucayan Hotel property.
I'd like to see the hotel sold as early as possible to someone who has the resources to complete repairs, expand the project, and get persons back to work as soon as possible. Now, we know as soon as possible doesn't mean there's a sale today and persons all of a sudden going to be working in the next 2 to 3 weeks. But certainly if all of this takes place in the first half of the year, it can only be positive going into the second half of the year.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
Well, it's decision day for the Grand Bahama Power Company. The 45-day public consultation on the power company's application for a rate adjustment coming to a close today. The Grand Bahama Port Authority, in its regulatory capacity, has been conducting public consultation, including a virtual town hall meeting and ongoing discussions with the power company on its rate application. According to a recent statement by the Port Authority, additional matters and revisions were tabled, which resulted in an extended deliberation of 14 days, which ends today, January 14th. Meantime, members of the Grand Bahama Taxi Union are preparing for elections. The process begins on Monday with nomination day. Candidates are expected to file nomination papers at the Labor Department in the Region Center beginning at 10 a.m. The membership of the taxi union has declined over the years, as just around 70 drivers are eligible to vote in the February 23rd elections. And the island of Bimini in preparation mode ahead of the local government elections, and that is set for January 27th. Administrator for Bimini and Cat Key, Desiree Ferguson, says the interest expressed in local government on that northern island is encouraging.
We had 16 candidates came in, and we have 4 polling divisions, polling division number 8, 9, 10, and 11. And we will be having election for all 4 positions. District 9, 10, and 11. We have 2 persons to be nominated for those districts. And polling division number 8, we need 3 out of the 5 that was nominated to be selected. So we will be having elections in all 4 of the polling stations.
Well, local government is vital to the growth and development of the island, and Administrator Ferguson is calling on residents to participate in the upcoming elections.
This time, all of the persons who was on council last time, with the exception of the chief councilor, they put up their position for, they were nominated for their position. So the caliber of persons is very high. Come out and give your support to make your community better, and to see to put your input through your person that you vote for, so that to make Bimini better.
And over on the island of Abaco, residents there are also preparing to go to the polls to select the local government practitioners who they wish to represent them for the next term. Senior Deputy Family Island Administrator for North Abaco, Therese Boodle, says expectations are high for this local government elections.
We are impressed with the number of young people that came forward seeking nomination on nomination day, and so we have a few of our polls that only require 5 candidates, where 10 to 11 persons nominated, and we were pleased with that. It is only in one polling division where there is not enough candidates who came forward. That is the Great Hokie polling division, and so there has to be appointment. And then in polling division number 2, we were able to declare because the sufficient number of candidates came forward. But all of the other polling divisions in North Abaco, we're going to election.
Administrator Boodle is encouraging Abaco residents to participate in the process.
We're happy to see seasoned practitioners come back around the table, and those that were gone for a few years who were known to be excellent practitioners, a few of them returned back to the table to be nominated. And so we know that our community needs local government. We need the voices of our people to come forward to determine, how they want their community to look, what are their priorities for their community, and be the voice of the people in their community. We know that there's always a cry for more funding, but we also realize the significance of their voices on behalf of the people is also important.
Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Come on down. now.
Hello, I am Constable 3399 Alexander Williams of the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division, Grand Bahama. Did you know that in October 2019, amendments were made to the Road Traffic Act? These amendments included such offenses as driving without having in your possession your insurance certificate, which carries a fine of $200, driving while not having in your possession your driver's license, which carries a fine of $40, driving while using an electronic communication device, which carries a fine of $500, driving while having an open alcoholic beverage, which also carries a fine of $500. Road safety is all of our responsibility. Join us as we work together to create safer communities.
Someone take my bike. Someone take my bike. Call the police. Someone took my bike. Someone took my bike with my point. I leave the car for 1 quick second and someone take my bike.
Crime prevention should be everyone's business. Therefore, we want to remind you not to leave your bags or valuables visibly seen on the seat of your vehicle unattended. This negligent practice will create an opportunity for a criminal to commit a crime. Please desist from such practices.
This message is brought to you by the Royal Bahamas Police Force, creating safer communities.
Ice the coconut got this, cocoa skin driven madness, juiciness ice the back this, sweet like the sugar in a dripping like ice, huh?
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The East End community coming together to help one of their own. The infant was recently diagnosed with a neurological condition, and the community is hoping to raise funds to assist with medical costs. Tonight, the child's grandfather is making an appeal to Bahamians everywhere to help. Here's Jay Philippe with the details.
1-year-old Zane Delancey is in desperate need of some medical assistance. Zane was born in Grand Bahama with a medical condition known as cerebral palsy, which is a neurological condition caused by brain damage, and it is the most common motor and movement disability of childhood. The baby is now in South Florida receiving medical attention, and now the grandfather, Pastor Freddie Lang, is making an appeal for financial help for baby Zane.
For further treatment, he was transported to New Providence, PMH, and then back here to Grand Bahama, where his conditions wasn't getting any better. So his mother, along with the father, they took him to Miami, Nicholas Hospital, for further treatment, and that's where he's at presently.
The mother, Shaquelle Lang, is presently in Miami, Florida, with baby Zane. Some of the potential issues a child with cerebral palsy may face include movement and walking disabilities, speech difficulties, learning disabilities, hearing or vision loss, and even spinal deformities. As for the mother, her father says for the most part, she has been in good spirits.
Mentally, she's there, but I know, just like anyone else, it must be very hard for her. It must be very, very hard for her, but she stepped up to the plate, and she's doing a fantastic job caring for her son, my grandson, you know, in spite of what she's faced with.
There is no timetable as to when baby Zane will return, but for now, the family is seeking assistance.
There's a GoFundMe account. It's on Freddie Lang's Facebook page, and it's all over Facebook.
Our gospel concert will be held on Sunday, January 16th in East Grand Bahama at the park in Pelican Point, beginning at 3 p.m. to raise monies to assist young Zane.
to pull up in praise. We will, of course, adhere to the safety protocols of the land. So by all means, they are more than welcome to come and bring money, because we need all the help that we can get for baby Zane.
Pastor Pedersen Ballou is asking those that can help baby Zane and the family during this time to do so and help save his life.
This is very expensive, some 50,000 plus, and we need to raise to assist Zane in his recovery. It's going to take a long time. The process is going to be long, but as somebody indicated to me that when we come together as a community and each person throw $50, $100, it can help to relay the expenses, because laying up in the United States is costly.
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
A local church is hoping to put smiles on the faces of families this weekend. Lighthouse International Ministry is gearing up to give back to the community this Sunday, January 16th, on the church grounds at the Angela's Beauty Complex on Carl Road. Minister Chantal Evans explains.
We have toys, we have grocery items, clothing that we're going to be distributing freely. We began at 11 a.m. with our divine worship service. After the service, we'll be feeding the community a hot meal, and then we'll be distributing the toys. Everyone who shows up is going to get something, whether it's an adult or a child. There are so many homes that were impacted in a negative way by COVID and Dorian. And so even though we just came out of the holidays, there are many families where the holidays were not so happy. There were not many smiles on the faces because of lack and inconvenience. And so God has blessed us with so many corporate sponsors who have partnered with us and made it possible. And so now we're giving back to our community. Also, we have some masks and hand sanitizer that we're going to be distributing as well.
Pastor Peter Evans is thanking all of those who have helped to make this initiative possible, and he's encouraging the community to attend.
And we ask the Grand Bahama community, do come out. We're going to be setting up outside. It's an outdoor event, and it will be a blessing to the community. So come one, come all. Bring the kids. That will give them a chance to feel, to pick, and to choose what they really like.
She's a known controversial figure on social media, but tonight she's using her voice for a different cause. As an organizer of a single mothers group, Cindy Patrice Daxon is asking the public to donate food items to struggling mothers on Grand Bahama. She is a controversial figure. Some may consider her blunt and real, while others may regard her as a nuisance and uncouth. But regardless of how you feel about Cindy Patrice Daxon, one thing is undeniable: her love for single mothers and children. But she says many who are single mothers are struggling on Grand Bahama, and this is what motivated her to start a group to assist.
Started it because what happened is so much people used to be inboxing me. They used to be inboxing me and asking me to help, or to see if I could find someone who could help them, give them some food and stuff like that. So, most of the times I never answer them because, I was so far away, so I never answer them. But then in the nighttime, late in the night, I have mothers them inboxing me, telling me they're ready to go take their lives.
But as a mother of 8, she admits that she has also shared some of these struggles that these women face.
I grew up very poor. I have a mother that, she tried her best. Circumstances wasn't able for her to give us the best lifestyle she wanted to. We grew up in a car. I know about days going to the convenience store to go teeth cream to feed my baby brother, so things was hard for us. I had many days as a child I can remember looking out through the window of the vehicle that we were sleeping in on a property, and crying and asking God to take my life. It was a lot as a child, but it always brings back a flashback to me, and it hurts a lot.
And with this, she has started the group and collected food items that have served countless single mothers and children, and doing it all while living in Canada. And here's what she says is her reward.
Thank you. Thank you.
So much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for the food what you have given us.
Whether it's clothes, whether it's food, if somebody want to donate some grocery vouchers, it'll be greatly appreciated. So it's not even about the funds. You know, it's all about the food. It's all about what you can give from your heart.
But another major concern of Cindy's is the many women who remain homeless during these tough times.
Right now, I have a single mother in Grand Bahama. She have a few kids, and she doesn't have anywhere to live. You know, she reached out to me, and you know, normally I don't deal with accommodation, but her situation was real. You know, because she was dealing with an abusive situation at the time. So I felt her pain.
It is a team effort from Bahamians all over the world and here at home. Cindy says the goal is not to collect money, but just food items.
How Cindy just carry on when she ready, worry about my heart and what I stand for. I stand for the kids, and I am 100% with my country.
If you would like to assist, you can reach out to Cindy on 289-925-2786, or you can reach out to her on either of her social media platforms on Facebook or Instagram. The name is Cindy Patrice Daxon. And now it is time for sports with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. We have a whole lot of updates from athletes from Grand Bahama. Let's start this one with baseball. 24-year-old Chavez Young of the Toronto Blue Jays is currently in Puerto Rico playing in the Winter Ball League. The center fielder was assigned to Indios de Mayo's team on November 5th of last year and has been active since. His team is in the postseason and one game shy of advancing to the next round.
We're actually 3-1 right now, just one game from clinching to get into the championships. Overall, we're in a good spot. You know, I'm feeling healthy, I'm feeling good at the plate offensively and defensively. I'm feeling good as well. You know, just trying to, prep my game up and get ready for spring training whenever that is supposed to start. But yeah, I'm just grateful for the opportunity. I'm here, just to showcase myself and just to keep on pushing towards the ultimate goal of, making it to the big leagues.
Switching gears now from the baseball diamond to the track, former Falcons athletics jumper Tyler Mizik, currently competing at Iowa Western Community College, took first place in the high jump at the Ward Haley track meet with a jump of 2.04 meters, which is 6'8". Mizik is again scheduled to compete this weekend at the Graduate Classic Indoor Track Meet. Now in hoops action at the college level, 3 of Grand Bahama's top young talented basketball players in action this week for their various college programs. Eldred Martinborough and his Evangel University team was victorious in their last outing against Missouri Valley 108-89 to improve to 13-4 on the season. Martinborough, who's in his senior year, was huge in the win, scoring 26 points on 10 of 16 from the field. He also dished out 4 assists in the contest. Franco Miller and his FGCU Eagles will be in action again in the ASUN Conference, where his team is scheduled to take on Kennesaw State, then again on the weekend against Liberty University. And last but not least, junior forward Ahmad Harvey, playing at Coastal Carolina, will be in action again when his 9-6 team will take on Appalachian State in conference play in the ASUN Belt League. And finally in sports, Buddy Hield and the Sacramento Kings came up big in their last game against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers at home. The Kings pulled away in the second half to win the game 125-116. Buddy Hield finished the game with 10 points in 29 minutes of action. And that's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Alive brings to you the iPhone 12 64 gigs for $249 when you switch to Alive postpaid. Alive, believe in best.
And then that's it. All right. Yes, I just need a radio and a cloak. Wait, it's on, wait.
Be mindful that criminals are looking for a safe target. We would like to assist you in not becoming a victim of car theft. Do not leave your keys in the ignition of your vehicle unattended. Please ensure that your vehicle is properly locked and secured. In addition, do not park your vehicle in a poorly lit area.
This message is brought to you by the Royal Bahamas Police Force, creating safer communities.
Almost everyone will become a pedestrian at some point in time in their lives. Whether we're driving or walking, we all have a shared responsibility in knowing and following the rules of the road. Pedestrians should do their part by following traffic signals, using crosswalks or intersection, or by walking facing oncoming traffic if they must be on the road. And just like drivers should not be distracted, the same rule applies for pedestrians. Let us all do our part in making pedestrian safety a priority. After all, it's about creating safer communities. I am WPC 3428 Bean of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Traffic Division, Grand Bahama.
King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Carson Jenkins, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We are grateful for your support. And it is a Friday evening, Bim. And the people are tired of working. Go home, relax, be safe this weekend. We'll meet you here again on Monday. That's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shoshana Wolf-Farquharson. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, the Attorney General breaking down the country's recent blacklisting removal, the Central Bank offering its predictions for 2022, police need your help locating a missing man, and the Ole Miss Lady Rebels gaining a new winning streak. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC's Superfast Extreme Internet Bundle. Make Christmas sparkle. Sign up today.
Good evening, I'm Jimenita Swain. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for tuning in. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, the Honorable Ryan Pinder, says the Bahamas is working to satisfy the two outstanding requirements of the FATF regulators and restore the relationship with European businesses damaged by years of sanctions. He told Arkishla Adderley where the deficiencies are and what restoring them will mean for investment opportunity.
As the country seeks to regain its economic footing, this week's announcement that the Bahamas has been delisted by the European Union, reestablishing the country as a viable partner with European business interests. 38 of 40 recommendations have been satisfied through legislative and other changes, and the two remaining are being worked on.
Final two of the recommendations that we're working to become compliant or largely compliant on have to do with digital assets. So that's like fintech, financial technology, and cryptocurrencies and blockchain. So digital asset regime. And the second one we're looking at are the not-for-profits.
Those nonprofits are guided by legislation enacted back in 2020, but international regulators require that they undergo additional scrutiny.
What the Financial Action Task Force said was that we have to have a better understanding of which charities in the Bahamas are high risk and which ones are low risk. And in general, I think the vast majority of the charities in the Bahamas are using Bahamian structures are low risk. But we have to finish that bureaucratic exercise of going through them, and we're well on our way. So we're pretty confident that we'll be able to do what we need to satisfy all 40 of the recommendations.
The Bahamas sits in an enviable position regionally, with only the Cayman Islands boasting of 100% compliance. Going forward, Senator Pinder says being competitive means primarily being more creative.
We are advancing faster than a lot of our competitors in trying to meet the standards that are being imposed on us. But a key feature that we're going to have to do is to not only be compliant with what others want us to be compliant with, but to be innovative in being able to create new products, new business lines, and attracting new business. We would have seen recently FTX, which is a digital asset trading platform, come to the Bahamas and move their worldwide headquarters here, which is a tremendous opportunity for the Bahamas to grow in the digital asset space. And I think our regulatory regime and the Securities Commission is doing a fantastic job under the leadership of Christina Roll to put that in place.
As for the growing presence of cryptocurrency, Mr. Pinder foresees the sector taking off in a big way for consumers and the financial services sector at large.
The central bank has loosened the requirements on Bahamian consumers with exchange control, allowing you to have, I think it's up to $50,000 a year without necessary approvals to go to foreign currency. And once you're in foreign currency, you could then participate in cryptocurrencies and investment in that regard. Now, of interest is some local Bahamian professionals have been starting to put together investment funds for Bahamians who want to invest in this space. In which they will invest in a portfolio, for example, of cryptocurrencies or other digital assets, and then you can invest in that. Brian Jones and Andrew Roll are two Bahamian professionals I know who have come together and put together a company to offer those services for Bahamians and for international investors alike. So I think you're seeing Bahamian professionals in the professional environment catch up to the demand because you're right. For a while now, Bahamians have been interested in diversifying their investments and interested in the cryptocurrency and the digital asset space. So I think from an exchange control, at least on a moderate scale, Bahamians have that flexibility, and now you're seeing better investment vehicles domestically.
Once COVID-19 travel complications have eased, Senator Pinder foresees the government partnering with the Bahamas International Securities Exchange, BISX, to pitch business to European partners with those lucrative deals that have kept the Bahamas at the top of the financial services space. Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
The country's economic rebound isn't slowing down anytime soon, thanks to sustainable tourism numbers and an injection in investment. Governor of the Central Bank predicted how 2022 will shape up during Thursday's Bahamas Business Outlook. Altabi's Munnings has the story.
Getting back to 2019 is not enough.
Although those good old days of a robust economy before COVID-19 seem far away, it actually isn't. Central Bank Governor John Roll admitted at the 2022 Bahamas Business Outlook that the economy is still in recovery mode, benefiting from restoration of the tourism sector and foreign investment. He predicted that the economy will grow somewhere in the region of 8% or above this year. But one spot that won't generate much economic traction in 2022 or 2023 is credit or bank lending.
The banks are still on a more drawn-out path in terms of recovery, in terms of the credit environment. There's likely to be some adjustments as the credit bureau starts to have some impact. But longer term, the adjustment that we're doing now in the sector will benefit how credit is provided.
The COVID-19 pandemic, though, will still play a major role in how the economy operates.
I think vaccination is one of those, as well as all of the other safety measures that we continue to focus on to reduce the incidences of disruption. And that is very important because if you look, for example, at what has been happening in our banks and in some of our other businesses very recently, these new waves of infections have created some disruptions in terms of how businesses may have had to scale back on the operations and the like. And that speaks to making certain that we manage as much as possible the impact that such disruptions are having on business.
Governor Roll's primary focus at the virtual conference was addressing an economic reset. He defined that by literally making adjustments that are relative to the Bahamas. And it's those changes he believes will make the economy grow faster. One suggestion is enhancing technology.
There's a lot of focus in government on e-government and digital delivery of services. that has to filter through to the private sector, and we have to be positioned on all levels, and we have to be able to do it in ways that are inclusive so that the entire population is able to participate in a digitally transformed economy.
Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
Also making news tonight, COVID-19 numbers have declined significantly in the last several days, from in excess of 800 cases on Saturday to 388 cases reported on Thursday past, to 178 new cases reported yesterday. Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Philip Swan was asked yesterday if this signals that the fourth wave has peaked.
I think we may be nearing that point. I think the numbers last week and numbers week before last and numbers last week are quite similar, within about 200 or 300. So that gives us some comfort. It gives me actually some comfort that we might be at that peak. But we have dealt with one or two other movements in the community that we're looking at, just to see if it causes a change in what could be predicted at this point. That would give us another week or so to see how things look. So hopefully we're at the peak, but we can't definitively say just yet because we still don't have enough information or data for that.
Minister with responsibility for the National Insurance Board, the Honorable Miles Hirota, has this update as well.
Government is now in a position where we'll have to review whether we're going to continue with that particular program, because the NIB unemployment benefit still goes on. It was that those individuals who receive benefits from the National Insurance Board because of the pandemic and the absolute shutdown of the economy. There have been some new developments. Both Atlantis and Bahama have put in the public domain that they are at full strength with regards to employment. And so sandals will be coming on stream. So the unemployment situation is better than it was. And so we have to collect the data.
Women continue to consistently outpace men when it comes to new COVID-19 infections. That statistic held true even in Wednesday's dashboard, where of the 178 new infections, women account for about 98 compared to 80 infections in men. Director of the National HIV/AIDS and Infectious Disease Program, Dr. Nikia Forbes, outlined several factors that account for those figures.
There are a lot of women in the service industry. There are a lot of women in the healthcare sector, nurses and healthcare providers, for example, in hotels and in hospitality, for example. And so it is possible that they are being more exposed to COVID than their counterparts. That could be part of the reason. We also look at things like susceptibility. We are understanding that those that are going to do worse with COVID and have symptoms and end up in hospital, for example. So therefore, there would be a skewing in terms of how they present for testing. That there are things that are associated with that and our immunity and susceptibility.
Obesity is another factor she claims can play a major role.
We do have a challenge with excess weight, overweight, and obesity in our country. And women do outnumber men in terms of the obesity and overweight statistics. That may have something to do with why they're more symptomatic, more sick, and more likely to get tested.
Meantime, Pan American Health Organization officials hoping to curb the ever-rising transmission of COVID-19 cases in the region. PAHO Director Dr. Carissa Etienne explained during her weekly briefing that those numbers reflect a level of transmission never seen before. The latest data, according to experts, showing a 250% increase in cases year to year.
COVID infections have nearly doubled in the region of the Americas, rising from 3.4 million on January 1st to 6.1 million on January 8th. To compare with last year, during the week ending January 8, 2021, the Americas had reported a total of 2.4 million cases, while this year, by the same date, there were 6 million reported cases.
The PAHO executive added that the Omicron variant is one of concern and it's on track to become the region's dominant strain. She says now is the time for countries to ramp up their health protocols.
So the time to act is now, using the many tools that we now have at hand. Prioritizing symptomatic individuals for testing and making rational use of these resources is critical to catch infections quickly and early. Maintaining and reinforcing the public health measures is paramount to slow transmission.
Still to come, the Deputy Prime Minister getting an update on a major investment here in the capital, and police need your help locating a missing man. The details of those stories and more when we return.
And remember to tune in to the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30 and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
A lot has changed over the past 60 years, but at Commonwealth Bank, our mission to build lifelong relationships with our clients remains the same. Our customers are more than just a number. Our customers are our family, and together we create banking solutions that fit your unique needs. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Since eating at KFC, Trevor became the value hunter. Get a KFC fill-up with one-piece tender, juicy chicken, a hot buttery biscuit, golden brown fries, and a soda for only $5, including VAT, and save like an expert at KFC. WhatsApp hi to 557-3663 KFC Nassau. So good.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
It's off to Dubai for the nation's chief, the Honorable Philip Davis, and Mistress Davis, where the Prime Minister will participate in a series of bilateral trade meetings at Expo 2020. Monday, January 17th will be celebrated as Bahamas National Day and is a part of the government's wider strategy to secure trade and investment opportunities for the country. 191 nations are a part of the World Fair, showcasing their unique qualities to investors and innovators from across the world. The theme of the event, Connecting Minds, Creating the Future, which tackles key global issues facing the world today: mobility, opportunity, and sustainability. The Office of the Prime Minister's Director of Communications, Latrey Ramming, on the trip.
First time, the Bahamas will be participating in the World Expo, showcasing its rich cultural history, exploring a sustainability-driven future, and highlighting its natural wonders. The nation's pavilion, designed by Bahamian architects and cultural practitioners, is situated in the Sustainability District, leaving the country well-positioned to attract viable development in its blue, green, and orange economies. Hundreds of commercial representatives have already expressed interest in doing business in the Bahamas. A welcome result as the Prime Minister engaged in high-level talks with diplomatic officials and investors in the coming days.
Ramming also noted that the previous government had already done the groundwork to participate in the event.
Because of the millions invested today, in order to ensure the Bahamas' reputation was protected and promoted, in order to maintain good relations with the government of the UAE, Cabinet agreed to support the country's presence at Expo up to a maximum $1 million. This figure is budgeted to cover the expenditure of the duration of the Expo from October 21 to March 2022. This represents a substantial reduction from the $1.7 million approved by the prior F&M government's cabinet. Because our New Day administration recognizes the significance of a number of potential investment relationships and potential mutual cooperation between our two countries in relation to climate change and sustainability, Prime Minister Davis accepted an invitation from the royal family and the Prime Minister of the UAE to attend the Bahamas National Day Expo in Dubai. PM Davis is especially grateful that the government of Dubai, of UAE, for offering to cover the cost of his delegation.
I'll call it a meeting of the minds. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis met with Free National Movement leader Michael Pintar at the office of the Prime Minister yesterday. Both leaders discussed matters of national interest. Well, Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Chester Cooper getting an update on the ongoing construction at Goldwyn at Cable Beach on West Bay Street this week. According to its website, the residences at Goldwyn that offer studio, 1, 2, and 3-bedroom plans have already been 70% sold out with move-in scheduled for this August. Amenities include an infinity pool, state-of-the-art fitness center and spa, theater, and elegant seaside dining. Guests of the hotel at Goldwyn can occupy their residence for up to 3 months per year while generating robust tax-free rental income the rest of the year. Well, the Deputy Prime Minister also visited the Collins Avenue offices of the Gaming Board this week, where he met with the new board as well as staff members. Executive Gaming Board Chairman Dr. Daniel Johnson updated the Prime Minister on current operations. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a positive impact on cryptocurrency. CEO of FTX Digital Markets, Frank Salem, confirmed that revenue is looking positive for the digital currency exchange that had been on pace to earn nearly $1 billion in revenue in 2020, and he does not foresee a slowdown in revenue for the growth of cryptocurrency. The company moved its headquarters from Hong Kong to the Bahamas in September 2021, following the passage of the Digital Assets and Registered Exchanges, or DARE Act, that provides greater opportunities for digital asset businesses.
In the crypto space, the regulatory environment became a very important issue over the past year. And we've essentially put every country up on a board. We went through a list of criteria that we were looking for to move the headquarters of FTX there. One, and first and foremost, was a regulatory environment that we could operate in. We want a real regulatory environment, not sort of a place to hide away. And so, the Bahamas is a contender on that front. And then we looked at quality of living, location, quality of government, these different aspects. And throughout that whole list, I think it was about 21 criteria, the Bahamas came out on top.
FTX Digital officials are also looking forward to constructing its $50 to $60 million office space in the next 2 to 3 years.
Hiring's been tremendous. We've built out an incredible team. I think we're up to 30 or 35 now. Haven't had 30, 35 Bahamians here that we've hired, have not had issues on that front. We're looking to build a campus, so it's going to be over next to Pictate Bank. That should hopefully break ground in the next couple months once approved. That's going to be a very large project, so it should house a few thousand employees, has sort of this auditorium and modern campus feel to it.
Well, crossing over to news from the crime beat, police are on the hunt for 26-year-old Livingston Knowles Jr., who is wanted for attempted murder. You can take a look at his picture on your screen. Knowles is described by police as standing 6 feet 8 inches tall with a light brown complexion and medium build. If you can assist police in locating Livingston Knowles Jr., please contact 911, 919, or your nearest police station. Well, the public is being asked to keep an eye out for 14-year-old Christopher Julian Newbold of number 19 Meadow Street, who has been missing since last Tuesday. The teenager was last seen on West Street in the area on January 4th. He stands 5 feet tall with a dark brown complexion and a medium build. Police asked the public to contact them at 502-9991 or 2 or your nearest police station if you see 14-year-old Christopher Julian Newbold of number 19 Meadow Street.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today. The
Great Cliff brand is known for luxury and comfort, and the new Great Cliff Sky Lounge at Margaritaville does not disappoint. Nested at the top of the hotel overlooking the pier, we experience a lounge like none other.
This is like on the 10th floor of the Margaritaville, and it's overlooking Nassau Harbor, and you can watch the cruise ship come in and out. So this is like no other. And I totally was blown away by the ambiance and the view of the business at the Point Resort.
The Sky Lounge features the staple cigars that Great Cliff is known for, along with signature cocktails that keep guests coming back.
Yes. We have a cigar store also on property, and we sell cigars to all of our guests that comes in to enjoy a beautiful evening with some cocktails. And we also entertain them with food from downstairs.
For more information on Great Cliff Sky Lounge, visit margaritavilleresort.com. I'm Electa Knowles, and this is Tourism Today.
Say goodbye to the clunky, old, outdated, tiresome way of buying insurance. Get covered in a click with First Online, a new online insurance portal from Bahamas First. It's the simple way to do insurance. Visit bahamasfirst.com to get an instant quote, pay premiums, and manage your claims anytime and from any device. First for our car and home insurance customers. It's another first from Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Fixed and mobile services provided by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions helps our customers help their customers adapt to the new way of paying for things. Digital Wallets makes your transactions faster, more convenient, and secure. Whether it's using a debit card at the grocery store or making online payments for your monthly expenses, Digital Wallets powered by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions makes it better. For more information on our fixed and mobile services, contact the experts at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
The Ministry of Health wishes to advise members of the public that prevention is key during this flu season. Practicing good cough hygiene can make the difference between you and your loved ones getting the flu or spreading the influenza virus. Good cough hygiene habits include covering your mouth and nose with a tissue when coughing or sneezing, and proper disposal of the tissue in a trash bin. Coughing or sneezing into your upper sleeve near your inner elbow and not your hands when a tissue is not available. Avoiding the use of handkerchiefs and towels as they hold germs, becoming a nest for the virus. And frequently washing your hands with soap and water, which is listed as one of the most important steps you can take to avoid getting sick and passing the virus on to others. If you have any questions about how to practice good cough hygiene to avoid catching or spreading the flu, contact your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority. Influenza or the flu can be serious, causing hospitalization and sometimes death. One of the best ways to prevent acquiring the flu is to get your annual flu shot. Flu shots are available free of charge at all community clinics. The following high-risk persons are encouraged to get their annual flu shots: children 6 months and older, pregnant women, adults over the age of 50, persons with asthma, diabetes, hypertension, or a weakened immune system resulting from cancer and/or HIV, persons in nursing homes, and healthcare providers. Additional information regarding the flu shot can be provided by your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Thanks for staying with us. Much needed relief on the way for the Pinewood constituency residents who for years had to endure unfavorable conditions during inclement weather. Desmond Sanders explains.
I was a resident of Pinewood in the mid-'80s, so I know firsthand what it is to take off my shoes and ball up my pants and walk through Sugar Apple Street from the Bay Geranium side.
It's an issue that hits close to home for Pinewood Member of Parliament Miles LaRota.
I didn't want the car that I was hiking a ride in before I had my car to send ripples into people's home. Sugar Apple, some parts of Rosewood, Cottonwood, Jacaranda, Sapodilla. You have individuals who have taken carpet out of their homes because every time there's a flooding situation, water's in the house, and so tile is much more resilient than carpet. There's also a lot of mold from the sheetrock, those homes that have those. And so it's a problem that has been around. And during the campaign, I would have had this discussion with the then leader of the opposition, now the Prime Minister, that we need to bring an end to this vexing problem.
Minister LaRota now fueling his efforts, hoping to fix a problem that has plagued the Pinewood Gardens community for decades.
For the vast majority of these individuals, their home represents their largest investment. And so if those homes are going to maintain their value or even increase in value, the flooding situation have to be addressed. And so I've got a commitment from the now Prime Minister that within this term, hopefully sooner than later, I will be agitating for the flooding situation to be addressed.
As rain dominates the local forecast, Bahamians can expect some temporary relief.
I'm also meeting with Mr. Burrell. A lot of people know him from Fix It Enterprise, along with some others, the Stewarts through Rosewood, with the view of cleaning those drains that have not been done in a while. When you're spending public funds, you have to be frugal and you also have to be transparent. And so I've collected numerous estimates and quotes to do one-time cleaning and what the cost will be to maintain those, to minimize the effects of flooding as much as possible.
The MP says this issue remains a priority for the Davis administration, and residents can expect some hope and help in the coming weeks. Desmond Saunders, ZNS Network News.
Bahamian creatives have had some time to come up with some interesting concepts for the big and small screens. Beneath the Gates is one such show that will air this weekend with a Bahamian cast and created by a Bahamian.
Decide which ones we want to share. The Gaming Board and the Gambling Association are mourning the loss of Hector Gates, CEO of multi-million-dollar gambling empire Game Plus. Beneath the Gates follows the drama-packed lives of this wealthy, elite Bahamian family, and when the patriarch of the family dies, it causes a huge misfortune to their multi-million-dollar gambling empire, and a lot of dark secrets and scandals are revealed. What inspired me to write this story is because I've always been intrigued by the elites and wealthy people, and I thought to myself, it would be interesting to write a story about the elites in the Bahamas through the fictional lens of the Gates family.
Leandra Lee is the creator and executive producer of the show, set to make its debut on social media in a few days. She stopped by our studios Friday to outline what viewers can expect from this new program.
I think that the characters, you can relate to them. I think sometimes there's this myth that wealthy people, they don't feel things or they have this perfect life. But when you watch it, you realize that wealthy people go through the same thing that we may go through in terms of they feel sad, they experience heartbreak, and even they have their own dysfunction. So I believe that when people watch it, it'll be just interesting for them to just get a gist of how they can relate to the characters.
And if you want to find out the meaning of Beneath the Gates,
it's actually a scripted drama series. We are releasing the pilot episode January 16th, which is this Sunday, and on YouTube, so you can go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel for the pilot premiere. And we're in the process of filming the rest of the episodes, but right now we are releasing the pilot episode so people can get an idea of what the show is all about.
As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Throughout all of our family islands, a Family Guardian Home Service agent can meet all your insurance needs. We offer life, health, and property and casualty insurance policies to help protect you, your loved ones, and your assets. With offices in Abaco, Eleuthera, Exuma, and Grand Bahama, and agents throughout the islands of the Bahamas, a Family Island agent is always nearby. Family Guardian, at your service, at your door. For any inquiries, WhatsApp us at 357-9632.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Well, what about me? What about you, what? Well, I thirsty too, you know. You want to see all the water out there? Well, why you don't give me your water, and then you go try and drink that salt water? You crazy, eh? I ain't the one talking to a dog, you know. Ain't nobody can drink salt water. Then why you won't give it to me? All dogs need fresh, cool water and sufficient shelter from the sun all year round, especially on the beach and during the hot summer months.
Summers are very hot here in the Bahamas, so please make sure all pets have ample, cool, fresh water in proper containers and sufficient shelter from the sun, even on the beach. And make sure all dog houses and kennels have proper ventilation. Let's make it Bahamian to be humane.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas Humane Society and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
In total, Eleuthera has had about 753 COVID-19 infections from the start of the pandemic, with one new case according to Tuesday's dashboard, and with numbers slowly increasing. The administrator for South Eleuthera, Deirdre Fox, shares residents' concerns.
In Eleuthera District, the residents are concerned. They are adhering to the protocols that are in place by the government for the COVID, even though we are happy for the tourists and we need their money. We need the tourist dollar. We are still adhering, wearing our masks, washing our hands, and social distancing, even though we accommodate the tourists. So we are still being very cautious. We have an increase in cases, but it doesn't deter us from being cautious.
She also reflected on the quick action of authorities to capture a group of illegal migrants attempting to land on the island recently.
Illegal migrants landed in South Eleuthera. The Defense Force and Immigration and the police officers, they were right on. They apprehended. It was through the good work and help of the local residents who actually spotted them. But in another vein, we as Bahamians must be really thankful that we are not running away from our homes. People, they're just seeking a better way of life. But there's a way to go about it. And like I say, we just have to be more or less thankful to God that we have what we have. But we want to help the legal migrants, but they need to go through the right channels in order to access the Bahamas.
In other Family Island news, Grand Bahama Police executed a search warrant on a Schooner Lane residence in South Bahamia Thursday. That's where they searched a bedroom that led to the discovery of a quantity of marijuana. A man was arrested for the incident. Then around 4 p.m. Thursday, 8 Mile Rock Grand Bahama police officers were patrolling Hepburn Town when they observed a gray 4-door Acura TSX with 3 men inside. The vehicle sped off when officers tried to stop it. While following the car, the man reportedly threw something from the vehicle. Officers were able to stop the car and arrested the group of men. Over in Abaco, officers patrolling the area of Little Abaco Bridge around 3 o'clock Thursday afternoon stopped a white Buick for a traffic infraction. Upon searching the vehicle, officers discovered a black garbage bag with 15 packages of suspected marijuana. A search of the trunk led to the discovery of an additional garbage bag containing marijuana and confiscated about $665 believed to be the proceeds of crime. An adult male was later arrested. Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jiminita. Outside of our studios, we are under clear skies with a cool temperature of 68 degrees. The relative humidity stands at a dry 48%. North-northwest winds at 14 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,014.9 millibars, is 29.98 inches, and the pressure is falling. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 64 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Green Toll Key, Marsh Harbor at 66 degrees. The Berry Islands, 69 also in Alistown, Bimini. Harbor Island, 70 degrees, also Roxanne Eleuthera reporting 70 degrees. Fresh Creek, Central Andros at 69, 71 in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key. Georgetown, 72, 73 in Ragged Island, Clarence, San Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Meguana, a little warmer at 76. Also, Ackland's reporting 76 degrees. Matthew, Tiny 77, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 78 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwest and central islands, northwest winds to speeds just around 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights 3 to 6 feet. Low tide will take place at 11:32 tonight. In the southeast Bahamas, southwesterly flow at 12 to 18. Wave heights also at 3 to 6 feet. So we have caution flags throughout the islands tonight. And then tomorrow, for all areas, the winds are going to fall off light and variable with flat seas. High tide will take place at 6:02 in the morning with a low tide at 12:33 in the afternoon. On Sunday, however, the winds will start to pick up once again out of the southeast to south ahead of an advancing cold front, 15 to 25 knots, very rough seas at 5 to 8 feet over the ocean. High tide on Sunday, 6:43 in the morning with the low tide at 1:14 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands on Sunday, southeasterly winds 12 to 18 and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Continue to fight. Give them peace and love, and everything will be all right. Say, hey, na, na. Hey, na, na. Hey, na, na. Hey, na, na. Give me, give me, give me, give me. Give me the music. Wow. Give me, give me, give me, give me. Give me the groovy. Give me, give me, give me, give me.
That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. The extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Another great year of savings has begun at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Mahatma parboiled and long grain rice, 5 pounds, $3.89. Olivia vegetable oil, 48 ounce, $4. $4.99. Boneless chuck steak or roast, $6.99 per pound. Libby's whole kernel corn, 15 ounce, $1.29. Sweet mangoes, 2 for $3. Shop Super Value and Quality Supermarkets and redeem your quality stamps at Bed Bath & Home.
Look, I don't know who Shawnee think I am, all right? I only win 2 BAISS championships. I deal with connectivity.
Alive. What do we got?
Well, we are 100% Bahamian owned, and we inspired all Bahamians to believe in best. And we delivered on revolutionizing telecommunications in the Bahamas. Not to mention, our network works in the good days and the bad.
Thank you. But I need you to go faster. Be better.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer affecting Bahamians. Your risk of developing colon cancer is increased if you have a personal history of colorectal cancer or colon polyps, a family history of colon cancer, or inflammatory bowel diseases such as ulcerative colitis. Other factors that can increase your risk of developing colon cancer are low fiber, high fat diets, a sedentary lifestyle, obesity, smoking, and alcohol. You can take steps to reduce your risk of colon cancer by making specific lifestyle changes. Eat a variety of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. These foods contain fiber, minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants, which may play a role in cancer prevention. Drink alcohol in moderation or not at all. Do not smoke. Exercise with a goal of getting in at least 30 minutes each day. If you've been inactive, start slowly and gradually build up to 30 minutes. Also, talk to your doctor before starting any exercise program. Maintain a healthy weight. If you're at a healthy weight, maintain it by combining a well-balanced diet with daily exercise. If you need to lose weight, ask your doctor about healthy ways to achieve your goal. Colon cancer screening can also help to prevent colon cancer or lead to its early detection when treatment is most effective. If you're 45 years or older, speak to your doctor about having a colonoscopy or some form of colon cancer screening that may be appropriate for you. I'm Dr. Eugene Marcus Cooper. Pay attention to your health. Get the facts and discuss colon cancer with your physician today.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Coach Yolette McPhee-McQuinn and the Ole Miss Running Rebels women's basketball team got back on track last night with an 86-56 blowout win at home over the Alabama Crimson Tide. The bounce-back win came after a loss to the fifth-ranked team in the country on Sunday.
Just grateful to get back on the winning track. You know, we took one in the chin versus Tennessee, and that really got us to look at some things that we needed to look at. There was no panic in our locker room. You know, that was only our second loss, and we forgot what that sting felt like. I thought our team really locked in on the defensive game plan. You know, last year playing teams like Arkansas has really helped us, in teams like Alabama, who I thought were doing well, getting real close, and we did not want them to figure things out against us on our home court.
Following the loss to Tennessee, Coach Yo said the game plan going in against Alabama was simple.
We wanted to limit them from the outside. That's what we do anyway. And we wanted to protect the paint. We wanted to do both. So for us, it was like we were only going to give them the mid-range jumper. And I thought our team, for the most part, did that. We got out in transition. That's one of our strengths. And like I said, I just really thought we were focused for probably 38 minutes of just playing solid D and following our defensive game plan.
Also from the College Hardwood last night, Shaquille Butters was just short of a double-double. He finished up 8 of 14 from the field and 3 for 4 from the line. 19 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal in 32 minutes. The Williams Baptist Eagles won big 86-65 over Harris Stowe. At 10-6 on the season, Butters and the Eagles back out again next Thursday on the road against the University of Health Sciences. Nathaniel Bastian, the Angelo State Rams in the win column last night as well, taking down Midwestern State 75-73. Bastian 3 for 9 from the field and 2 of 3 at the charity stripe. He finished up with 8 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 block shots in 28 minutes. The Rams now improved to 11-3 on the season. They're back out tomorrow when they host Dallas Baptist. Not to be left out, Javon Ferguson and the William Jewell Cardinals, they too add another victory to their tally with a 68-58 win over Drury. Ferguson played 14 minutes off the bench and connected on his only shot. He finished up with 2 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, and an assist. Ferguson and the Cardinals remain above 500 at 8-6. They play again tomorrow on the road against Missouri S&T. Franco Miller continuing to get limited playing time for the Florida Gulf Coast Eagles. He was scoreless with 2 rebounds in 4 minutes last night as the Eagles fell to Kennesaw State 77-53. Up next now for Miller and the 11-6 Eagles, a home game tomorrow with Liberty. Global Bodybuilding and Fitness making gradual steps to offer more money to its top performers. This from First Vice President of the Central American and Caribbean region, Danny Sumner.
When Arnold Schwarzenegger competed as Mr. Olympia, the cash prize was around $5,000 and $10,000. Now, Mr. Olympia last year, Big Ronnie was the winner. The cash prize now in Mr. Olympia is $400,000. That is a lot of money for bodybuilding. The second place, Brandon Curry, was $150,000. Those money was unheard of 15 years ago. So it shows that the sports have been producing quality and quantity at the same time. And as a result, the IFBB looked into the sport and saw that the lack of financing was keeping good athletes from entering the sport. So as a result, a lot of money now is being pushed into the sports of bodybuilding and fitness. So $400,000 for Mr. Olympia last year, and this year is going to go even higher. So you will see Mr. Olympia walking away with $500,000 in cash prizes, which is good.
The sport of boxing trying to fight back after challenges suffered from the COVID-19 pandemic, and these issues go beyond our borders.
Boxing was down, even internationally, it's building back up because of the contact and, because of the various disease that was out. Everybody had to be careful. Now it's going back. The gyms now is getting full and everything, and I think that the government now is going to buy into it. We're going to push boxing. Boxing is going to be back numero uno. Boxing is the only sport in the Bahamas where the participants are paid, so we got to make sure, get it back. And people want to see it. Every time they see it, they're asking you, when it's coming back, when it's coming back. But we have some good team, young men to turn pro.
That's a look at sports. A check on weather up next.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Fixed and mobile services provided by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions helps our customers help their customers adapt to the new way of paying for things. Digital Wallets makes your transactions faster, more convenient, and secure. Whether it's using a debit card at the grocery store or making online payments for your monthly expenses, Digital Wallets powered by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions makes it better. For more information on our fixed and mobile services, contact the experts at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
As a mom, I'm always concerned about which products will work best with my baby's skin. And then I tried this diaper called Molfix. The quality is amazing. And I noticed that with the design of Molfix, the air flows easily, so I see no rashes or redness, which I love. But my favorite part is she sleeps straight through the night because it keeps her dry all night. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna stick with this one.
Molfix, the diaper that moves with your baby. Distributed by Variety Disposable Products.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Diabetic eye disease is caused by changes in the blood vessels of your retina. This disease is the most common cause of vision loss among patients with diabetes and is the leading cause of blindness and visual impairment in working-age adults. Symptoms of diabetic eye disease can include floaters in your vision, blurred vision, fluctuating vision, impaired color vision, or generalized loss of vision. Smoking can quadruple your risk of progression of this disease. Bottom line is, smoking will cause you to go blind faster with diabetes. So quit smoking. Also, for expectant mothers who are diabetic, it is very important that you have your eyes examined during pregnancy, as rapid changes can occur in your eyes during pregnancy. And remember, good eye health is a combined effort between your eye care team, your medical doctors, and you, the patient.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority in conjunction with the Medical Association of the Bahamas and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Hepatitis is the inflammation of the liver, which is the organ responsible for filtering toxins from the body, producing bile for digestion, and producing proteins and clotting factors. The most important cause of hepatitis worldwide is viruses, of which there are 5 main types: A, B, C, D, and E. Hepatitis B and C are major health challenges globally, affecting over 300 million persons worldwide. The suspicion of hepatitis may be a challenge, as there are typically no symptoms. However, if infected, non-specific symptoms may include decreased appetite, nausea, vague abdominal discomfort, jaundice or yellow eyes, and abnormal liver function tests. If not treated, hepatitis of any type can lead to cirrhosis and liver cancer, which leads to over 1 million deaths worldwide. If you suspect you may have been exposed to the virus that causes hepatitis, talk to your doctor today and get tested.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority in conjunction with the Medical Association of the Bahamas and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Hey, y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to march down some lobster, yeah?
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys' waiter today. Can I take your order?
Oh, I've been jonesing for some grouper dread.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work. Where the fish gone, though?
But how, though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.
What you see on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, and programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcasted by this television station. The code is available on IRCA's website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, two front systems passed through the Bahamas. The first one has already exited to the south. The second one just now moving across the Turks and Caicos Island. And there's a third front on the way. This one expected to get in here early on Monday morning, and that will maintain the cool, chilly weather that we're currently experiencing tonight. Partly cloudy and chilly with a temperature of 59 degrees. And tomorrow, we're looking at pleasant with periods of clouds and sunshine. High temperature just around 74 degrees. And your extended weather forecast, a couple of showers developing on Sunday, but that will quickly move away, giving rise to a bit of cloud on Monday morning. That's just around the time that front will push through here, and then we will see those temperatures dip once again into the low 60s, keeping you into the mid-50s until that warming trend begins sometime on Wednesday of this week. Jiminita.
Thanks, Basil. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for making ZNS your first choice for news and information. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching, and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.